Hello and welcome to Ingen Dinosaur Profile. Hello everyone, this is Ingen Dinosaur Profile, and today in this unique episode we are going to be looking at the creatures that I have already covered here and updating them with useful things that have changed since I made those videos. Without further ado, let us start with Season 1. Starting off with the creature that's kind of considered the mascot of Ingen Dinosaur Profile, the Cryolophosaurus, and unfortunately we have to start with kind of a sad one. Cryolophosaurus unfortunately went extinct about 5 months after we made our video, mainly due to competing with other predators like Ceratosaurus and Tarbosaurus in the Colorado Dinosaur Preserve. This will unfortunately not be the last dinosaur that I have to say went extinct. However, I can really say that the Cryolophosaurus was especially heartbreaking for us because, you know, it's the logo of Ingen Dinosaur Profile, but we'll still keep it as the logo because Cryolophosaurus does mean a lot to us. The second episode of Ingen Dinosaur Profile covered the Tarbosaurus, which in the video we named as the evil twin of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But Tarbosaurus, for some reason, is nowhere near as aggressive as it once was. Most people think that its body just stopped producing as much testosterone. That's currently the leading theory, but really we don't exactly know why. Either way though, I think most people are pretty happy with this change because the Tarbosaurus is no longer a villainous monster, but instead an actual animal now. Now with Dracorex, there really has not been much change. However, the next animal, the Sarcosuchus, has had quite a lot happen since its video was released. Sarcosuchus lived a pretty peaceful life up until 2021, only about 4 months ago when the animal actually broke out of the Colorado Dinosaur Preserve. The entire United States has been on a large croc hunt since that time, with really nothing coming up. But if y'all have any information whatsoever, make sure to contact your local authorities. Now, I cannot show an image nor say the name of this next one, however, just know there was a certain yellow and purple dinosaur with a crest that I covered that has permanently been banned off of YouTube. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look back at the old intros for Ingen Dinosaur Profile. However, that being said, I believe that it was most likely taken down by Ingen because my video was taken down, as well as the fact that you can't look it up on Google, so that probably correlates in some way. However, before my channel gets terminated, I'm now going to go on to the next animal, which is the start of the Season 2 creatures. First of those animals is the Hybotus, which is a very odd creature that I decided to cover, and I'll give you a couple reasons as to why. Hybotuses are really not that noteworthy in all honesty, besides the fact that they had an attack in Oklahoma and they act like piranhas. There really is not too much to know about them. I also talked about a Biosyn lab where a lot of animals escaped from, and sometime in the future I might make a video on that. However, just know for now, there was a Biosyn lab, lots of dinosaurs were cloned there, and this was one of the prehistoric animals that escaped. I also have to say, currently as of right now, all of the ones that were released into the public have either been captured or have been killed because there was an official warning sent out to the public that these things were way too dangerous. So thankfully, they are not our problem anymore. Keeping to the theme of oddities, the next one is the Compsognathus, which, unlike the other hybrid that I covered that got taken down, this one remained on YouTube, so I feel comfortable talking about it. From what we last gathered, Compsognathus was a nocturnal predator that roamed the wilderness of Arizona, hunting other dinosaurs that were in the area and just other wildlife. Unfortunately, there isn't really much of an update with this one, but I will give you a little bit of information that's happened since then. Compsognathus still roams the southern US and is still becoming an ever-growing problem for people. In fact, the state of New Mexico declared a state of emergency when the animal was spotted in a county there. As of right now, the animal is still out there somewhere, and while there have been several attempts to kill it, all of which have been unsuccessful. So that means for my southern viewers, keep one eye open. This guy might be in your backyard. Caprisuchus, like the Hybotus, was a creature that was released from the Biosyn facilities into the wild. The animal was free when we last recorded it, however since then things have thankfully changed. Caprisuchus was being held in custody for a little bit to be determined whether or not it was a threat to society, and it was then released back into the area it was found in, but this time the area was completely fenced off so it could no longer hurt anyone. So thankfully, the boar croc has a happy ending. So for the next animal, the Admontosaurus, we've already given an update about that. If you want to go watch it, it was the Hadrosaur and Iguanodontid video, but the next animal, Utahraptor colossi, has had some change. So this guy was pretty similar to the Hybotus, where there was a national state of emergency called for the fact that this animal was out and released, and thankfully, someone shot it, killed it, and it is no longer a threat to us. Now, typically when a dinosaur goes extinct, I'm not this ecstatic, especially when it's Utahraptor colossi, which is one of the first official known Ingen clones that we know of. That being said, this dinosaur was very, very close to the Colorado Dinosaur Preserve and could have posed a serious threat to those guys. These next ones can be summed up pretty easily. The Mesozoic Portuguese Preserve is still active. Styracosaurus might need its own update video sometime. And as for the Concavenator and the Pseudoceratops is still out in the wild to what we know, and Concavenator is extinct. Kind of an abrupt ending, I know, but if you haven't noticed already, I'm trying to breeze through these. We're now down to the last three, the first one being Ornithosuchus. This obscure little guy is now thankfully in the Colorado Dinosaur Preserve instead of out in the wild. Next up is Mononychus. This guy is really weird and kind of annoying actually, because its call is really just listen to it. Anyway, loud chirping bird dinosaur aside, this creature was last spotted in the northern coast of Florida, surprisingly. And this is one of the few dinosaurs that's actually been let into a zoo. Yes, much like peacocks, this animal is actually free to roam around zoos in certain areas due to the fact that it's actually really not that dangerous to people. Some people think it's awesome, some people think the decision's stupid. Leave down in the comments what you think. I probably regret making the Proceratosaurus episode the most because I feel like this was a very unsatisfactory ending to Season 2. However, I'll still give it the same treatment that I did every other dinosaur on this list. So, last that we left off, Proceratosaurus was a small predatory dinosaur that lived throughout the entire United States, and the one that we filmed was a small pack in New Jersey. And unfortunately, this set of Proceratosauruses would be the last ones alive. As of right now, Proceratosaurus is critically endangered with only one of them being alive. But there is hope for the Proceratosaurus. Ingen announced that they're going to be making a program that's going to help the critically endangered species as well as the ones that are completely extinct. And as you can see, this last one seems to be a Proceratosaurus, albeit looking very differently. And so far, Season 3 has had no need for any kind of updates, but if something happens, I will let you guys know. That's it for this episode of Ingen Dinosaur Profile, and remember, if something chases you, run.